and guess what card he tried to play? He said, I'm sure if you check our status, my status is higher than his.
What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today, man, we got to talk about what's been going on these flights with prominent athletes and prominent figures in the sports world, man. We saw a few months ago the video with Sha'Carri Richardson, which I'll show you if you hadn't seen it after I show you the video with Desmond Howard. But Desmond Howard, we all know his accomplishments. His resume speaks for itself, and apparently he was clearing his throat on his flight, and someone was trying to get him removed from the flight like he was sick. He had on a COVID mask and everything. And long story short, they were going back and forth, but the guy said, check my status. I bet you my status is higher than his, not knowing who Desmond Howard was. And I find that alarming that someone trying to get somebody put off based off rank is even a thing. But we know it is, no doubt about it, but it's definitely alarming. What he was really saying was, I know this N-word ain't like that, and I know he can get moved off. He probably, whatever the dude does, he might have a few $1 million and stuff, and probably just thought Desmond Howard was just some old nobody. Probably don't even know anything about sports. And I'm gonna let you hear it from Desmond first, and I'll be back. Check it out.
So I'm on this American Airlines flight, and before we took off, the supervisor comes up and she speaks to the guy sitting next to me. She said, you want to talk to me? He said, yeah, I think you should remove this gentleman from the plane because he's sick. Talk about me. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, you're a doctor? He says, well, you've been coughing all over the place. This is before we even took off, right? I said, well, you can leave the plane, take another flight, because I'm not leaving. All I was doing was clearing my throat. So Carol, the supervisor, she's looking, and guess what card he tried to play? He said, I'm sure if you check our status, my status is higher than his. So I said, Carol, yeah, check our seats and let me know whose status is the highest. And as you see, I'm still sitting on this plane. As a matter of fact, we're in the air right now. The caucasity of him, unbelievable. All right, everybody, you guys have a happy Sunday. Peace.
And if you haven't seen the Sha'Carri Richardson video, check that out as well.
Watches. Okay. Please switch them.
I'm recording me, but you jumped in my video, so I caught you because you jumped in my video. You're harassing me at this point, so I think you should stop. I think you should stop. I think you should stop. You see him, right? Y'all see him, right? Y'all see him, right? Okay. Okay, but I'm sorry. It's not me. Talk to him. No, ma'am. Don't talk to me like that. I'm an adult. Do not talk to me like that. Do not talk to me like that. Tell him to stop. If you do not know what's going on, do not yell at me.
You can stop recording.
No, I'm not going to stop recording because I was making a video to myself. I'm going to not stop recording. And this video will show what you're doing. So I would appreciate... Who the fuck are you talking
we don't
to,
need
man?
other people to get involved.
Thank you. Like, no.
So as you can see, man, I just wanted to show that Sha'Carri video for reference and just showing that this has been going on to people of color for a while on these flights. We just have the camera phones in the video now where the video is zapped out there really fast and we can see it firsthand. But Desmond Howard, you know, I find it very crazy that, you know, he was sitting there clearing his throat. Like, you know, anybody doing that is at a point in time, you know, when they first talked about COVID, you probably thought about that in that way, but I feel like this guy just wanted to use that as an excuse to try to get Desmond Howard off the flight. Don't know if I don't know the full extent of the exchange because I wasn't present. What I do know though is it sounds like some backhanded stuff we've all seen from people that try people of color, you know, when we out and about. And for him to try to pull rank on Desmond Howard, I'll say that's a racist move, in my opinion. You know, I feel like that definitely is, no way around it. To say you outrank him, what did he have that to base off of, other than what he thought Desmond Howard's appearance was? What did he feel like gave him the room to say something like that? It's a shame, you know, that 2023, you know, we still seeing these types of things surface on the internet. And I know some people might say this is just feeding into a whole narrative, but my man clearly had an encounter that a lot of us are familiar with. Whether your situation isn't flying or something like that, it could be at a restaurant, it could be at a basketball game, it could even be at an apartment complex swimming pool. You'll see certain people go to a pool and it's okay, but then if you get too many people of color over there, it seems to be police called. You're violating the noise ordinance, or they'll come with some bogus excuse. Trust me, I'm saying things that I know firsthand. I'm not just throwing out examples to try to stir the pot. And I know a lot of times individuals say that we're race baiting, and I don't do that. If you watch a lot of my other videos, I'll even go against the grain and say that certain things aren't. But I feel like this one here is a good example of that, specifically because he tried to pull rank, and that's one thing they try to do. They try to undermine your thoughts and the things you're saying and your perspectives based off their status, whereas they don't have to hear what you're saying and what you're articulating. And I think that's disrespectful on top of it being racist. So it's a double violation. So I don't know if that's the individual that he turned the camera to that looked up. I don't know if that's him or if that's somebody that was with him, but he did look up annoyed. So maybe that is the guy that tried to get Desmond Howard removed from the flight, and he looked like he having a bad day if that's him, because it didn't fly for him. It didn't go well for him, man. So I want to know your thoughts. Do y'all think the gentleman was using race to try to get Desmond Howard removed from the plane, or do you feel like he actually thought that he might be sick and he didn't want him on there? I already gave you my answer. I feel like he was using rank and race, and the rank didn't go well for him, and it canceled out the race in this specific situation. But what if it had been just your average everyday person that paid for that flight? Would they have been removed from that flight? I want to know, man. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.